Hello everyone, welcome to one more video of our C programming course. So in this video, we are going to be addressing the topic of format specifiers. So this is one of the most important topics what we have because format specifiers is one thing which we will be making use of in both our input as well as our output functions. So let us see more in detail about this. So the first thing is format specifiers is what we call as placeholders. So placeholder. So what do you mean by that? Holders. So we already know holders means it is used to hold something. Like we have a cup holder. So same way in our program, we are going to make use of this format specifiers to hold the values. So as I said, we will be making use of this in both our input as well as our output function. So for input, we have the function scanf. So what is the use of an input function? The input function is actually used to read the values. So whenever I create a variable, instead of me assigning the values, so normally so far in our program, what is that we have been seeing? We create a variable like this. So let us just say here, I'm just creating int a is equal to, I am myself assigning some value for it. So instead of me assigning the value like this, what I want to do is, I want the user to give the value of this a at runtime. That is, when I am going to run this program, at that time, I am going to ask the user to enter the value of A. And whatever value they are giving, I want to take that value and store it inside of this variable. So how am I supposed to achieve this is with the help of the function called as scanf. Same way, I have an output function. So the output function is what we call as printf. So output, as we know, we are going to do the program to do some calculations. So after doing the calculations or after getting the result of an operation, I have to display the result. I have to show that result to the user. So how am I going to get this done? So for me to show the result, I need the help of an output function. And that output function, what we have here is our printf. So for both of these functions, I require the usage of something which is called as a format specifier in order for me to deal with the values. So I want to either get the value also, I need the help of the format specifiers. Same way, if I want to display the value also, I need this particular concept. So exactly what is the role of a format specifiers? So format specifiers are special characters that always follows your percentage symbol. So format specifiers, as I told you, we call them as a place. So it is nothing but a percentage symbol followed by a particular character. This character is different for each and every data type. We already studied the concept of our data types. We know what are the data types we have. So for each and every data type, we have its own format specifier available. So all the format specifier is going to have a general pattern. Always the percentage symbol is going to be there, followed by one particular character. And what is that character going to be depends on the data type. So which data type's value I want to display, or which data type's value I want to read or I want to get from the user. So based on the data type, I will specify the character which is to be followed by this, which is going to be following this percentage symbol. Right. Okay, now let us say what are the format specifiers we have. So first data type what we are going to be discussing is our integers. And we know integers means whole numbers. And when it comes to whole numbers, okay, I already told you, we have two types of integers, signed integers and unsigned integers. So signed integers means what? Numbers, that is variables can hold both positive value as well as negative value. That is the meaning of signed integers. Unsigned integers means it can hold only positive values. So the format specifiers is going to be different for each and everything. So when we talk about an integer, integer can be a short int, it can be a normal simple int, it can be a long int, and in some compilers, long int is also available. So basically integers means these are the four types. So I have a short int, I have int, I have long int, and I have long int. Now, all these four can be represented either as signed integers or as unsigned integers. So please remember, for each and everything, the format specifier is going to be different. So this is the format specifier I am supposed to be using. So please remember, whether you're using the scanf function or whether you're using the printf function, for both the format specifier is going to be same, but we have to make use of it. Okay, how we are going to make use of it, we will see about that in detail when we are looking into these two functions. But for now, just get to know what are the format specifiers that are available for us. So if it is a short int, if it is a signed category, short int, it is percentage HI. So if it is only a normal integer, then it is a percentage D. So for long int, we use percentage LD, and for long int, we use percentage LLD. So these are for signed. Same way for unsigned categories. So for unsigned category, percentage HU, that is for short int. Percentage U is for unsigned int. Percentage LU is for unsigned long integer. And percentage LLU is for unsigned long int. So these are the format specifiers for the unsigned categories. Right, same way, we have the real numbers. We have the real data type, that is our fractional or decimal values, right? So for that, what are the data types we have? We have float, we have double, and of course we have long double. We can use the modifier long along with double also, right? So for these three, we have a separate format specifiers. So for float, we will be making use of percentage F. For double, it is percentage LF. And for long double, it is percentage capital L, small f. So this is a format specifiers for our real numbers. Then for a single character, that is for the char data type. For the char data type, we use percentage C. Now we have strings also, but as I told you, we don't have any data type called as string, but we make use of the same char data type. But what is it we do? We specify the size. So whenever we are going to deal with a string value, we have to make use of the format specifier percentage yes. So percentage yes represents our string values. Right, now apart from this, these are for all the different data types. So apart from this, there are a few more format specifiers also which you should be familiar with. So what are they? So first format specifier is something what we call as percentage I. Percentage I is a format specifier which again represents my integer. It again represents the integer. So now you may ask, what is the difference between percentage I and percentage D? Percentage D also represented my integer. So percentage I is also representing an integer. So why we are having two different scenarios? So this is one very important technical question also, which is asked in lot of interviews. So we will be dealing with it. As I said, when we are discussing about the printf and scanf statements, I will be telling you about these things also. Right, so first just get to know percentage I is another format specifier which can be used for our int data type. Right, and you remember I told you integers can be represented as decimal, as octal, and as hexadecimal. So three number systems are possible for me to give a value for an integer. So now when we are going to give it as a decimal value, then percentage D, that is for the decimal numbers. Same way, if you are going to give it as an unsigned decimal value, we are going to use percentage U. Okay, but what if I am going to give it as an octal number? I want to give the integer value as an octal number. I want to print the integer value as an octal number. So what am I supposed to do? Percentage O. So percentage O is also for the int data type, but it is going to represent my int in an octal format. Same way, percentage x. Percentage x is also used for the integers, but it is going to represent the integer as a hexadecimal format. Right, and the next format specifier I have is percentage p. So percentage p is used to print the address. So now you know that I told you one point regarding when we are discussing about the variables. I hope you guys remember. So for each and every variable, a memory address is going to get allocated. So variables are nothing but name that is going to point to a memory location. That means what? For every variable, it is always a memory is associated with it. Now, I want to know what is the memory address of that particular variable. So how can I print that value? How can I print that address? So for that only, I have this format specifier called as percentage %p. So percentage %p is used to print the address, and it is going to print the address as a hexadecimal number. Okay, not as a normal number, not as a normal decimal number, but it is going to print it as a hexadecimal value. Right, and the last of your format specifier, which is very important for us to know, is double percentage. Okay, so why we are using this double percentages? Whenever you want the percentage symbol to be printed in an output window. Okay, I want that percentage symbol to be printed as a result in my result. Then for that, I have to make use of this double percentage. So these are all the different format specifiers that you should be aware of before going in depth into the scanf or my printf functions. Okay, right. Thank you guys.